Hello there, Bandit Racing League fans. Former broadcaster Marshall Crocker Jr. here, part-time driver, the number 78 for 785 Racing. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about Geezer Authentics, your place for all things Bandit Racing League merchandise. Well, now let's say you want to go and buy a t-shirt for your reigning, defending Bandit Racing League champion, Eddie Hagge. You put it in black, you get it in an extra large, and you add it to your cart there for a reasonable price. You're going to move on, maybe look at some, shirts and sweaters, but maybe there's nothing that catches your eye this time, so you're going to move on to some wall wear. And you know me, I can't lie, I was a big Cody Welch fan back in my time broadcasting, so maybe you want to grab a 785 Cody Welch pennant to hang on your wall above your sim racing rig. You add it to your cart and you're going to move on. Maybe you're thinking some sort of accessory, maybe you're a big hat person like I am, you need something to wrap right on the brim, and there you go, Bandit Racing League hats in a variety of colors, but I personally like the combo of the camo and that Full Send Racing Network orange. And you're going to move on now to some drinkware. You need something to drink your coffee out of in the morning. Why not grab a 785 Racing mug and support yours truly, Marshall Crocker Jr. This has been Geezer Authentics. Check out the site. Lots of great options for Bandit Racing League fans.
LAT Racing Oils is invested in winning. With industry-leading at-track support, superior engineering, blending technology, and the World Championships to prove it, LAT is your premier choice for racing lubricants. Used by NHRA Pro Mod champions Jose Gonzalez and Chris Thorne along with their closest competitors, LAT Racing Oil continues to carry top-level racers to the winner's circle in all categories of competition. From engine oil to transmission fluid and gear oil, LAT has you covered from end to end in your race car. A nationwide dealer network means easy access to our products as well. Visit LATRacingOils.com for more.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Simtrax Broadcast as we come here to you live with the Bandit Racing League here at Gateway, the Worldwide Technology Center most people might know, more familiar with as we get ready to get going here. Qualifying will be underway in about 30 seconds. I appreciate you guys joining and already beating me to the punch here. I noticed a few of you guys were out there waiting for the stream to get started, and we do appreciate all of our subscribers out there and the people that do tune in here each and every night. Especially I even see Bill Harkins, Jay out there, Mama Goose, to be expected. You guys are definitely hardcore fans out there, the same way Stella was when I first met you and you ended up here in the booth. So a couple of guys out here are having a hard time at this track. And Stella, it seems to be that lower line is a very, very bumpy edge here. Tires might not be that big of a factor here tonight, just because it's more of a short track style. The key is just keeping them cool. We actually were last night there with Nora at the Charlotte Roval. Tires were optional for some guys, but not for one of the drivers that ended up placing in third. He was definitely super fast and for what they had going on out there, and kind of poking back and forth of how they were able to keep the tires cool, whether they were frying them off or how they end up racing here tonight.
Yeah, well, it is going to make a difference because I believe they've only got one set on their car and two in the pits tonight.
Yes, I believe so. I think I double checked. We might be at three. We might be at three sets of tires here, Stella. So we got one on the car, three in the pit.
Okay, then I guess they went ahead and changed up on some stuff there from their handbook.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, we'll definitely kind of poke in here and there. Joining alongside us tonight as well, quick little update. We'll have Nick Nickerson sitting alongside us here tonight. Nick, appreciate you hanging in there, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Man, all right. Talk to me a little bit about Gateway here. I'm sure you've raced here before. Confidence level when a driver comes to a track like this, what's the big thing you need to look at to get their confidence going, that they're not going to end up spinning out with all the bumps through these turns?
Man, I never got to put any laps in at this track with this car in this year's setup, but I imagine it's going to be pretty tricky for some of these guys. Even in previous races, man, I always felt like it was kind of one line. The only way you're able to make passes is, hope for a mistake or just get, like a good exit out of some of these corners, maybe sacrifice the entry, get a good exit. But I don't know if these guys will be able to do it. We'll have to see how this plays out because it looks pretty tough.
Awesome. Well, you're not out on the track here tonight. I take it we're on travel?
Yep, I'm sitting in good old sunny Texas right now in a hotel, watching the race on the big screen.
Ah.
All right. Now, hopefully,
I was scrambling looking for him up on the chart there, going, hey, he's going to be calling it while he's racing. That'll be good.
Yeah. Can't multitask quite like that.
Qualifying is underway here. Right now, Marshall Crocker currently sitting in the second spot. He'll be one of the 5 Chevrolets in the top 5 getting going here with a decent time. Eddie Hagge actually sits down in third. Mark Allen Bivens, see him out there qualifying, but if I am not mistaken, he will be serving an EOL here for quite some time.
I have not had any updates on that from Race Control. I am hoping to be able to get that soon.
Okay, Mark Allen Bivens on the incident last week. He was disqualified from last week's race, lost the points from that event, and he will serve a 3-week EOL at the start of each race.
Okay.
So he will be suffering
makes a lot of sense.
Big time kicking off here for the following couple of races. If there is end up being a slew of cautions here, they could definitely fight his way back up to the front. And it'll definitely be a moot point out there. All right, well, qualifying still underway here. We're sitting about with 3 minutes in. Let's go ahead and take a look at a race info here for tonight. And that should be brought to you by Perfect Shine Auto Spa out there as one of our sponsors here for our race information logo here. Right now, Worldwide Technology Raceway, 113 laps, 70% fuel limit, and 3 sets of tires. Of course, one fast repair in this fixed setup league. Joining me tonight, Stella and Nick will be hanging out here in the booth as I'll be producing it for you guys the best that I can, and race control the fine Nicole Krazel and Bradley Shin going at it. Now, check out that track temperature of 70 degrees in the air and on the track. I would be honestly very nervous to see a track that cold heading into a night like tonight, where this is going to be really reliant on tires, seeing that the shape of this track is actually more of a backwards style Darlington here, Stella.
Well, it is an oval. You've got a mile and a quarter, but yeah, as you say, it's. I never thought of it like that. Your little pinchy point is over on the on the west side of the track versus your nice wide 1 and 2 at the at the east side. But what happens here is a very flat track. You've only got 11 degrees of banking in that 1 and 2 turn and 9 degrees in 3 and 4.
Yeah, but I'm fairly certain front and back stretch, one is uphill and one was downhill here, was it not?
I do not know. I mean, they tore this place up in '94 and completely replaced it from when it was a drag strip, and I can't imagine it being a drag strip on a hill.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking. Nick, is that a certain track? Is it New Hampshire that's like that? One side's down and the other side's up?
And the only track that comes to mind where that's actually noticeable is North Wilkesboro. I mean, if it is, it's not really noticeable.
Okay. I knew some were saying it's harder to get to the finish line because you're running up, but it's easier running down the backstretch. Because guys are sliding all over the place and trying to get going there. Alrighty, that's going to do it for qualifying. Guys are gritting up out there on the track. Some of the ones you thought had shot their way up to the front are actually going to be marching backwards, unfortunately. But we'll see how all this plays through. Stella, would you like to take us kicking off on the grid here?
Sure.
Alrighty, go ahead and let her rip.
Absolutely. We've got Benjamin Lacey, number 7, in first tonight, followed by Mason Flagar, it's number 72. Second row is Zach Michaelis and Cody Welch, our previous winners. We've got Brett Guzik. Hey there, Mama Goose. He's in 5th, starting off next to Sean Britt on the outside. Marshall Crocker, number 78, one of our Canadians, is on the inside of Eddie Haggy, number 97. David Lakey, 84, for Zero Foxtrot Motorsports. And we've got Jackson Knock in the outside of row number 5, Double I. Ethan Sikorsky, 94, coming in 11th, followed by John Osborne at number 81. Back at you.
All right. Bob Perry in the number 75 machine. He'll be kicking it off there in the 13th spot. Mark Allen Bivens, he should be serving an EOL here. Right now it's currently showing 14th. We'll probably see him marching back here on the backstretch. Brandon Jackson, 15th. Paul Wilson will be in the 16th spot. Matt Crockett looking to have a good race here tonight. He's been having a little trouble fighting to get that Liquid Death machine up to the front. Let's see if he can do any better here tonight, but to his outside will be Ricky Hart. That's going to be some trouble out there. That 28 machine is on a tear each and every time he comes out here. Connor Gibson, the 31 Chevrolet, getting going at it next to Nolan Gross. Haven't seen Nolan Gross out here in quite a long time. Glad to see him rejoining us here in the O2 machine. We'll see if he can keep going on, but one of the big red propane drivers out there of Kevin Foster sitting in the 21st spot. He's got a long way to go, but he'll have Hayden Paul, Bill Harkins, and Carter Phillips starting from the rear. Right now, 24 drivers out there on the track getting loaded up for here tonight as we get ready to go here. Mason Flagar and Benjamin Lacey in that front row. This should be a fantastic race, especially to get this one kicked off. Pace car heading on off the field. Let's get everything locked and loaded here. Grid up. Everybody square for the Big Red Propane 113. Green flag is out. Here we go. Benjamin Lacey and Mason Flagar. Away we go. All right, little contact here in the front between Lacey and Flagar, side by side here. Outside line going to be held pretty tough by Mason Flagar of the Young Gun Motorsports crew, trying to hang in there. Right now, it does look like Benjamin Lacey will command and conquer in that fantastic paint job I see out there on the side of his car. What an awesome job that is. And Stella, I don't know if you noticed who is making that. That should be filming of the Wild Machine out there as we talk about that. But we looked actually a little bit earlier at a driver like Cody Welch. He was actually out, had an awesome paint job from the MF Racing Designs out there. Check out that red, white, and blue. Man, I love that. But check who is right to the rear of him here. Nick Nickerson, check that out. Sean Britt there to the outside.
Man, yeah, this is a wild first couple laps there. I really expect to see Cody do some pretty good runs today because in the past, man, he has proved that he is one hell of a driver on this track. So I expect to see him and Lacey battling for most of this race.
Yeah, he continues on here. Right now, he's trying to see if he can slide on through. Right now, we're sitting on top of Jackson Knox 00 Chevrolet here, as Benjamin Lacey's Ford is taking off, nailing down a solid time of a 33.72 as the race goes on. We'll see if it gets any better than that. The cutaway from that wall there, Stella, I've only seen 2 drivers in all my broadcasting actually get bumped to the side there and take a solid bite, because apparently the appetite was higher of guys taking a huge chunk out of that wall and end up ruining the race there. So they've got to be super careful, as that little notch there has not been filled in. And I'm fairly certain that Xfinity does not race at this track, but that may change.
Well, they will be changing starting next year. They're going to be coming back to this track for the first time since 2010.
Ooh. All right. Man, check this out. Right now, great job here so far. Lacey, Flagar, Welch. Welch has moved up into the top 3 as he passed one driver there. Sean Britt has moved up 2 to sit 4th, and that leaves Brett Guzik hanging out in the 5th position. Looks like Zach back there in the number 12 Chevrolet. He is falling backwards, unfortunately. I believe he had a very fast hot lap there during qualifying, but this has caused him to unfortunately march backwards, now leaving him about 2 seconds off pace.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He did have a very nice start, but this puts him down 4 places from his starting.
All right, well, we take a look at here. A couple of problems. It looked like Nolan Gross might have gone off track, as he is way off, 17 seconds off pace here. I don't quite know what happened. We're going to take a quick peek here and kind of replay and see what happened to the to the 02 here. Oh, contact. That's what separated our field.
Little damage, though.
Well, I guess it could have been worse. Looked like the 81 made contact with John Osborne. Got into the back of him there and ended up spinning Nolan Gross around, which was unfortunate. Great wreck avoidance by everybody else out there. And so far, we are 7 laps into this one. Lacey leading it still, as Flagar still chasing, though. I definitely expect to see a new winner here tonight compared to the rest of the field. Marshall Crocker, he's always getting pretty close out there, but he definitely comes in much later into the race. Now, tire strategies here are going to be pretty tough. I'm wondering who can really take care of their equipment out here. Fuel is we're probably looking somewhere about the early 40s is when we're going to see about that fuel window start opening up for these guys. And I would question that, okay, if they've got to make it 40 laps and you don't want to drive this thing so hard that your tires don't last long enough to make it to the fuel stint, that's going to be pretty tough.
You'd rather come in because of the fuel than come in because you're slip sliding around on the tires.
Right. And that's going to be very, very difficult out there, as we have somebody even in the booth here who knows all about saving tires. So we take a look at Eddie Hagge here. Hagge is unfortunately still hanging in the top 10, but has dropped down from his 8th position qualifying spot where he originally was. He's going to follow behind Ethan Sikorsky in the 94 Toyota out there. Right now, taking a look at some of the times there for Eddie Hagge, 33.97 isn't a bad time. Actually, Ethan Sikorsky hasn't even run that fast, but unfortunately, it looks like Hagge may just be trying to do a little tire conservation here and work on it a little bit later.
Sorry, I never know if Nick's gonna pipe in. This is a good driving scenario. Come on, hon.
I'll just wait for your guys' cues. But right now I'm just watching the broadcast. It's really hard to see like the kind of lines that some of these guys are taking, because I'm looking for anybody that's taking 3 and 4 a little bit wider, and then cutting down to get like a good exit. And I don't know, I just can't see anybody doing that. Maybe they can't in this car. Yeah. But you're talking about tire savings. There's nobody in this field that's better at tire savings than Brett. So I would expect to see him move his way all the way to the front, towards the end of this tire run. He's one of those guys, man, like, we would start a race and he would have a bad qualifying, being like 20th or something. And I would have first to third. And I'd be like, all right, this is going to be an easy race. Brett's way in the back. And in 20 laps, he's already up to 5th place. I'm like, dang it. How did he do that? How does he do it?
Wow. Yeah, well, yeah, especially the way Brett does. I would say, yes, he does very well on tire savings, but I don't know if you remember the end of last season, the heartbreaking race there at Rockingham. We finished losing by, I think, half a lap out there.
Yeah, only because ran out of fuel.
Yep, yeah, just because he was sucking fumes and there was nothing left.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if a picture could speak 1,000 words, the picture he took out of the front windshield of him entering turn 3 out of fuel was definitely one that absolutely break your heart, as that's how close he was.
You feel the pain.
Yeah, well, he definitely needed that win. That was a win he needed desperately, and that's how close he was. Was definitely a flip-flop of the field out there. All right, looks like everybody's starting to kind of single file it out here. No actual side-by-side bump and runs here that anybody's trying to do. I'm wondering if they're starting to think, all right, we got 100 laps left in the Big Red Propane race here at Gateway. Do they try now? Which right now I believe that is Zach out there in the 12 Chevrolet, looking there to the inside of Marshall Crocker, decides not to take it and sits back and might try to re-attack on a couple different turns as we sit alongside him.
Yeah, well, this is his first night here, and I think he's making a pretty good show, holding his own up here in the top 10.
Yeah, they're trying to make a couple different moves out there. As you take a look, he's going to try to dive bomb it in at 3 here. He does get side by side here with Marshall Crocker and tries to push him to the outside. Crocker's going to hold that outside line, and I'm wondering if he's going to figure out a little something on this track that, like Nick said, it might be an idea to hang out a little higher and see if he can do a little tire conservation. It works here. Marshall Crocker able to pull on through and kind of thwart Zach's idea of making that pass in that Valvoline machine.
Yeah, at least for that particular corner, I wouldn't count him out yet, because he's right up there testing whether he has high octane in that fuel tank.
All right, one thing that would question at this point whether he can make this pass or not here. But Nick, how critical is dirty air for the number 12 right now?
It's hard to say without being out there, but you can only imagine. It's definitely not making it any better. And it looks like it looks like it's very difficult to pass. I mean, you have to be right up on that bumper in 3 and 4, and just have a little bit higher entry, and then hopefully swoop down just to have a couple miles an hour faster to cut them off going into 1 and 2. But it's easier said than done,
Yep. As we're taking a look here along the top of Zach's machine, he does back up that turn that you were talking about earlier here in the broadcast here, and that's exactly what helped him cut off about 1/10 to 2/10 that last turn. Is exactly what he wants to do. Kind of back it up, let the car start to rotate, and he's going to attack. Here to the inside, he's taking another look for Marshall Crocker. Once again, turn exit speed. He's going to have the upper hand here.
So he's right on his bumper. See what he can do on the front straight.
Yep. Backs it way up. Jackson Knock almost gets pretty close to him there. Giving a solid rotate there. A couple backfires out of the side of Marshall Crocker's machine, and he's going to pull away. So it does not look like, man. And you try to question, who can pass. Not a whole lot of passing out here. Taking a look at even 1, 2, 5, or just a couple of positions out there that have yet to move. Lacey's pretty much driven off with this one with 3/4 of a second lead. Mason Flagar still outrunning even Cody Welch out there. And Welch trying to see if he can come up with a little something out there, or is he just trying to take off a few laps? The only guys who are battling out here are the 12 and the 78.
Well, and Paul Wilson and Mark Allen Bivens are going back and forth down there in 15th and 16th, and that brings up Mama Goose, who said, did he start from the back yet? So Race Control did confirm to me that he had an EOL for tonight and the next 2 races, as you said earlier. But do we did we happen to catch whether that went into effect?
This is him on green flag.
Yep.
Okie
All
dokie.
in the back.
All right.
There he is, Miss Goose. Now you know.
Yeah, he's just been slicing through the field, especially when you qualify 14th here in the race and you start back in 24th. He's been able to slice his way back up to the front. One driver already fallen out here, Carter Phillips, made it about 17 and a half laps and no more than that.
Oh, no.
Yep, so quite a bummer here for him. And I believe Zach has made the pass on Marshall Crocker.
Aha.
So as we were reviewing the start here of the race, we'll go back and take a look at how he set him up. Taking a look, number 12. Here's the shot for 1 and 2. Oh, Marshall overshoots.
Oh, and bounces
Happens.
off the wall. Ouch.
It's good recovery, though.
Yeah, compared to what it could have been. But that's
Yes.
exactly what Zach was waiting on there. So that gives him the 6th position, which oddly enough, that still leaves him 3 down from his original starting spot here tonight. Marshall resumes back to the 7th spot. Couple of different guys out here trying to make something of it. I believe Paul Wilson's still trying to fight. Oof. Shot to the wall there from Paul Wilson. And,
Don't look now.
well, maybe he's hoping for the red paint scheme compared to the black and gold out there. Maybe he's looking to see if he can get just a little more out of his machine, or maybe change his luck around here.
Well, somebody who's looking for a change of luck is Patsy Steele. She's out there rooting on David Lakey again to this evening, number 84.
All right, David Lakey currently sitting in that 12th spot. As he is trying to see if he can work his way up. Unfortunately, started top 10. He's marching his way backwards, unfortunately. Let's take a look at David Lakey and see if maybe he's sweating or if he's not happy with that car out there. Looks to see, seems pretty composed though, just from a quick glance here.
Yep. That beard's getting official on there, boy.
Caution.
It doesn't take long. Oh, no. Sean Britt involved in this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
He is got a flapping hood. That's going to be a real kicker if he gets up enough speed. Oh, yes.
Boy, he
That's
is
a fast repair.
bent
He is
that
broke. Yeah.
one. Yeah, I like that. Broke. Holy cow. Oh, there goes the hood.
Which wheel is it? Oh,
All
no,
of 'em.
no. Oh,
Well, it's shifted the entire front end over here.
oh, okay. I know last night we had one fella just tootling along, but he was kind of slow, and then we looked in the back right tire was, I mean, I could read the words on it. It was so locked up. So, but let's take a look at pit road because it is heating up. Everybody from 6th on back is jumping in.
Yep.
I would suppose most people are probably just going to take fuel and probably save some tires to the ends. It's kind of been the strategy lately.
Fair enough. Let's take a peek.
Yep. Keep an eye on
Looks like
this.
some people have actually stayed out.
Yeah, 1 through
Terrible
6.
angles.
Benjamin Lacey, Cody Welch, Mason Flagar, Zach
yeah.
Michaelis, Sikorsky, and Crockett. And Kevin Foster all stayed out.
Yep, and he was talking fuel strategy. First 6 out. Only take fuel. That is Crocker all the way through Bob Berry. Only take fuel. Guzik, Haggy, Knock, Osborne, Lakey. Take tires.
Yep.
Hayden Paul,
Hayden
if
Paul.
fuel only.
Ooh.
The only one in that back half. Interesting.
All right. Hey, Sean Britt, looking a lot better, buddy. All right, let's
All
take
right.
a look at what causes this yellow flag here. That being brought to you in part by LAT Racing Oils. Let's take a look. Ooh, shoots it in.
Oh. Whoop.
Bummer.
Yep. But nobody hit him. I like that.
A little too hungry on that one.
So that was one of those dock that spotter a day's pay for napping on the job.
Yeah, I guess so. What's odd is we hit the 72 of Mason Flagar, who's currently sitting third. Okay,
Yes.
Flagar must have come all the way up. 'Cause he was back here with Brett Guzik, and Guzik was outside the top 10. Okay, that was my only concern, is how in the world was he up there hitting somebody in the top 3, not a lap down. So all good.
Oh,
All
yeah,
good.
no.
So everybody's still on the lead lap here. I'm looking to see if anybody here in the front clutch of cars decides to come down and maybe change their mind. This does help Kevin Foster, as this pushes him up 14 positions to 7th.
All right. Hard charger for this evening.
Yeah, Matt Crockett up 11 in his Ford to sit 6th. So the Big Red Propane team starting to get a pretty good run here. See Kevin Foster getting up there.
Yeah, he had a dismal start.
Yeah, just to let you know, Kevin is actually a little bit injured right now. He's been having an issue with his knee. You know, sim racing is can be a dangerous hobby, and yeah, so he's not 100% up to par this week. This week. So we'll see what he can muster out tonight.
Well, that's when you put the automatic on and no clutch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's actually his gas flick.
I was going to say, it's going
Sounds
to be gas
good.
leg.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Dude.
Well, in
There's
that case, just all the way down and leave it.
Yeah, I say I assign the throttle to a button. Just hold it.
Wow.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
We got
joke. You don't want to do that
we
this
got-
track.
We got some jokes out here in the in the chat too, when responding to your comment about he's crabbing. Dawson says, "Got a crab out there," and Jay comes back with harder soft shell.
Nice.
Lordy, he's had a long day. Too much brake clean, son. Too much brake clean.
Okay, now we can see if the high line or the low line is the preferred one here.
Yeah, new or old tires, too. That's why I'm excited to see how the back half of the field is on the fresh tires. All right, thank you, LAT Racing Oils. We get back under green here.
Nice
Quick.
jump for Benjamin Lacey there.
Yeah, he's got to get out front quick. Welch is now behind him. There's no padding this time. As a quick stack up here around Marshall Crocker. Well, he's getting plenty of camera time here tonight to see us in a load of trouble right now. Inside line there for Kevin Foster. Foster looking to dive it in here in the 3. He's going to rotate up. Ooh, hold on to it. Boy.
He's got it. Yeah, but you know, Brandon Jackson, that beautiful pink car, just started sucking vinyl when he saw all that. But the trouble has not ended, because we are still pushing people around here. I like it. Ooh-ho-ho. Like I said. Eesh.
Yeah, this is getting pretty tight out there for a lot of these drivers. Trying to figure out where they are going to end up. So we get a full rotation around Paul Wilson's machine. Or we get back up to our guys here in the front, as Cody Welch looks like he might be trying to run down Benjamin Lacey. He had a solid run there for the moment, but has been able to get away. Flagar rotates way up the track.
And Zach will be right behind him, waiting for him to do that move again, because he recognizes that after his pass of Marshall Crocker back there a couple laps ago.
Yep. Take a look at this 3 wide situation here.
Oh, no.
And another driver. I think that is Jackson Knox.
Oh, in the wall hard.
While that was happening, I was watching Brett there. It looks like he was about to make a pass on the complete outside of 2 other cars. I didn't know there was any speed that high.
Hail Melon. All right, Jackson Knox. Let's take a look at what causes this one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think that's Hart. Yep, Ricky Hart.
Man.
A little bit of a netcode to start that one.
You think that's what sucked them together?
Yeah. If we watch it again, it looks like there was a little bit of a phantom contact. It kind of sent the 00 up a foot or so.
Oh, and he towed? Oh, man.
He might not have had any choice. Let's take another look at it here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah, that means a minimum of 4 minutes he's going to be sitting in that box, right?
Yeah, that stuff. Sometimes going to these corners where the low line is not all the way down to the line, it's hard to predict where, like, you know, the inside car is going to be. Watching the replay again here. Yeah, no, that's a tough one.
Yeah, and how much these guys are going to wash up. We have no idea. We saw a couple of guys there where they ended up washing up the track, and it ended up almost getting them in a lot of trouble there. But Stella, you want to go ahead and talk to us about who ended up coming down pit road this time around?
Well, we've got a couple takers. Being that this is lap 31, we have Kevin Foster, Benjamin Lacey, Nolan Gross, Cody Welch. Basically all the guys up in the top that did not come down last time. Mason Flagar came down, and Zach Michaelis. So, yeah, everybody else, Matt Crockett, that's going to get me for the rest of the season. Sorry.
Crockett, all the same name.
Well, and they're both Marshall and Matt, and then you got Crockett. It's just too much. He's the only one that's never touched pit road yet. So we're sitting here on lap 32, and he's got, I take it back. Ethan Sikorsky has also played hooky from pit road.
Yeah, driver who didn't, when the ones who short pit out there were Kevin Foster and Nolan Gross. Fuel only and back out. Everybody else decided to take tires. So I would say Benjamin Lacey and Cody Welch might know something we don't here. Seeing lap 31, they go ahead and take those tires. And then go ahead and use a set. That should leave them with 2 more down there in pit road. I'm hoping to see Knock return back here. Unfortunately, this is going to knock him down a couple of laps. If we end up under a slew of cautions there, he might be able to make it back. So, you know, Bo out there is one of the Knocksters, is hoping to see Jackson Knock get back on it here. Be starting from the longest line all the way in the back. Looks like there's a communication problem here in the back. All right, but take a look who's getting ready to break back into the top 5 here. And that is going to be Brett Guzik.
Yep. Sitting 1 space down from where he started in 6th.
Yep. Let me see. Should be 5th inside line. All good. No fear. All right, Nick. So far we've got a lot of different strategies out here. Some fuel and go, some guys taking tires. It's hard to say, you know, you haven't been out here, but man, I would say tires almost seem like a must if you want to be faster out there, but I don't know, you know, if it's really the best idea to be throwing them on with the track so cold.
Yeah, man, it's hard to say. I mean, they're in the chat room talking about it back and forth and coming up with the best idea, and this is their idea, so we'll see how it plays out. I mean, It all depends on when the yellow flags drop at the end of the race. If it goes green, they'll seem like kings. If there's yellows at the ends, somebody else might steal it. We'll see.
Alrighty. Let's do it for our LAT Racing Oil caution replay there. Getting ready to get back underway. And I'm sure we're going to see Ethan Sikorsky. What a takeoff here as Marshall Crocker almost gets caught sleeping. Wow. Quick run there. Sikorsky and Wilson 1-2. And Crocker is going to have to play chase. Brandon Jackson and Matt Crockett sitting 4 and 5. All drivers in the top 5 have passed a minimum of at least 4 drivers to get here. And Brett Guzik working on that outside line. Boy, oh boy. Right now, Sikorsky trying to take a more favorable outside angle here to get through some of these turns, especially with the tires that have been on here since the beginning of the race. Not bad, though. I think he might be the upset if he has an extra set of tires toward the end. Yes. And right now, I hope the 99 paid his spotter because Brett Guzik's looking around him all over. Here comes Guzik to the inside.
Yep. My goodness.
Solid run there. Watch the wash up.
Ooh.
Yep. Stella, you're talking about how flat this track is, and that's exactly what you're going to see happen. Is there's just too much load to put on the sidewalls of the tires. They start rolling a bit, and then up the track they go. 84 machine.
No,
Here's Leakey.
No. Oh, Leakey just took a hard hit on the inside line. What is with the hoods tonight?
It's the new damage model that iRacing has enjoyed putting out there.
Okay.
He's trying to figure out if he can get it back to pit road here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yep, that's smoke. Crap.
Oh, is it puffing?
Yep.
No. That's okay. Fast repair can fix that too.
All right.
Let's only get one.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of caution starting to rack up here. Let's go back and see what happened to David Lakey here.
That was strange. That was a very light tap on the back end to spin out like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was insult to injury. Oh, Hayden Paul. He's going to be down there using a fast repair too.
Man, I don't know. I've never seen a car spin out from that light of a tap.
Yeah, and especially from, not much actually happening to make that happen here. I do want to take a look as we sit right now on top of Mason Flagar's machine.
Where was that? Like half a mile an hour faster? I mean, that's just weird. Or unless he got a little assistance from Ben there too.
Actually, he got hit twice, and the ripple in his bumper happened on the second hit.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
Push and clink.
Yeah, 72 started to nudge and then came across the front end of Lacey's car.
Mm-hmm. And there was no stopping. Oh, see, he's locked up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, those are the kind of situations where I'm glad I'm not race control. I don't know how you call that.
Oh, racing incident.
Yeah, I'll see.
Yeah.
Boy, give it to Nolan Gross here.
What did he do?
Was able to save it heading through the turn.
Ooh, no. Or your life flashing before your eyes.
Yep.
Got to see an in-car of that one.
Yeah, I always wonder, when you see...
Yeah, sorry, Patsy. But he's got a fast repair. He'll be back.
Oh my god. Yeah, for sure he thought he was done, but got lucky.
Always wondered about situations like that, right when you've made the clear, and then all of a sudden I'm facing the infield. It's I didn't clear it, or so close, so very close. All right, well, we're having a heck of a time out here tonight.
Just a bit.
Well, oddly enough, I'm not pointing fingers here. Not at all. No, let's try to get off to the first start here. I'm not pointing fingers. But the lap number 23 caution involved the 72 here with the car that's directly in front of him of Sean Britt. Remember, Britt came across the nose there of Mason Flagar. And then Flagar kind of involved here in the lap 37 caution. So maybe Kevin Foster has handed over some of that, bad luck magnet here and try to get the cautions and the wrecks more around him instead of around Kevin. You remember Kevin Foster, no matter where that guy was on the track, he was happy with 3 or 4 cars in front of him. And and I said nothing worse than starting up iRacing to, I guess, do either iPacing or iDodging. That's all it seemed to be. That guy was scrambling to do everything to get out of there.
And he'd avoid it, and then somebody would come from behind who didn't respond and hit him from behind. But so he had a run there for a while. Let's not jinx him here, and take a look at what we've got. We've got a new leader here, Paul Wilson. So.
Yep, looks like Wilson, Crocker, Brandon Jackson, Brett Guzik, and Eddie Hagge currently sitting in the top 5.
Nice.
Yep. Excited to see this one get back underway here. John Osborne and the Jolly Rancher Ford is the last one here in the top 10 who hasn't been losing positions. Sean Britt's down 2, Flagar's down 7, and Benjamin Lacey's down 9. Lacey's still trying to fight back up to the front where he was been leading most of this race. Try to get this one back underway here. Pace car is finally back in pit road. Hopefully it stays parked there for a while, long enough we can shut the engine off. All right, let's go ahead and get this one back underway. Great job here by Paul Wilson. Good jump. Crocker a hold here to the outside as we get this back underway to get lap number 42 started in the Big Red Propane 113.
Yeah, Brandon Jackson down on the inside. He made a nice shortcut there. But I don't know if it's going to end up making good headway on Marshall Crocker or not.
Yeah, well, right now he's got Brett Guzik to his outside. The 99 would love to make a long sweep from the outside down to the inside, but does not appear to be able to make that happen. Is Guzik going to hold on to him here down the front stretch? And Nick, right now it looks like Brett Guzik is shooting for number 3.
Yeah, he's definitely saved some tires. He can make that outside line work a lot better than anybody else right now.
Yep,
we'll see how many laps it takes him to get to the front.
Yep, we'll see if he can continue his charge up to the front. Guzik taking tires back on lap number 24, which is definitely better than we can say for the 2 guys in front of him who have yet to take tires so far this race. As Eddie Hagge now working on the outside of Brandon Jackson. Jackson just can't seem to get to a solid line here, and he might be able to wedge in here, and he does. But making a quick shuffle up there, Connor Gibson taking a look here to the inside. 31 machine not going to be able to hold on, though, as he's going to wash up the track. Let's see if he squeezes the 99. He doesn't, all okay, but Brett Guzik, as he was putting Marshall Crocker under fire, Eddie Hagge lining him up. Get to the inside here for the 97 Chevrolet of Eddie Hagge. Trying to see if he can get around him. No can do. Man, it must really be hard making the pass out here because there's just no room for error, and then how flat this track is, they just aren't able to cup all the way around the turn. Take a look at Benjamin Lacey, who's fought himself up to 8th now. Now he's between John Osborne and Sean Britt. Flagar drops down to 10th. Look who's looking, that is Mark Allen Bivens. After an EOL start, this race is peaking just outside the top 10 here.
Yeah, he's managed to stay out of trouble. Yeah. He's managed to stay out of trouble so far, not been involved in much of anything. But Brett Guzik is fixing to give Paul Wilson a good run for his money on the inside lane.
Yep, Guzik was able to command and conquer and obtain 2nd position here. And Eddie Hagge looking to see if he can get Marshall Crocker in the rearview mirror as well. Hagge taking a look here to the inside. Right now, no can do. It doesn't look like Hagge might have it here. Let's take a look. Oh, Crocker getting ready to cut that turn. Triangulate a little bit, get a little turn exit speed, and Brett Guzik looking for the lead. And he's got it.
Sent it.
And they do get close, but be very careful because this is exactly where it keeps happening. That little nudge on the back corner. Brett Guzik needs to give himself some air.
Everybody's still trying to hang on here. Keep an eye on our top 3 drivers where most of the action's happening right now. Guzik and Haggy sitting 1 and 2. Both these guys in the top 2 positions took tires back on lap 24. Everybody else after that looks like fuel and go for Paul Wilson and Marshall Crocker. Connor Gibson actually came down. He had 37 seconds of pit stop time out there on the same identical lap of 24. And the 31 Chevrolet is slicing his way up to the front, but Paul Wilson cutting that off. And right now Marshall Crocker hanging, getting stuck and hung out to dry like the 99 was. And they might go back and greet each other here in just a moment.
Oh, yeah, and in the off time, Zach Michaelis has gone off track and has moved down now to the 18th position, but nothing that causes a caution.
All right, Michaelis having the trouble trying to see if he can fight this one back. Remember, he was way up front, and now he's back here battling with Bob Berry in the 18th position. He does get 17th, and he's going to continue rolling up. Crocker now down to 9th, as Cody Welch now working to the inside. Sean Britt breaking into the top 5 here, especially after that lap 23 caution he was involved in. Not bad here by Cody Welch, getting the red, white, and blue machine up to the front. And Crocker settling for 10th. I think he's finally got it to slow down. And not only, he actually got passed by the 99 of Brandon Jackson. So talk about a quick shuffle up there from the top 10 drivers. Welch now looking for 8th. And quick dive in here. I think some of these guys are starting to figure out what they need to do to make the passes here. Pretty much get a solid run on the front of the backstretch and then just send it. And Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems to be how it's going on out there on the track.
I mean, it seems like that's the only way you can get around cars, is just to dive bomb it in.
Yeah, but I like it. I like passing. I don't like single file.
If we can look at Guzik and Eddie there, kind of want to see their difference in 3 and 4 this next lap arounds. Because in some of the footage I've been watching, it definitely appears that Brett is having a substantially higher entry in 3 and 4, which gives him like a good faster exit going down the front straightaway, and that's how he's kind of pulling away. So we'll see if there's any difference here. So it looks like Eddie's a little bit higher in 1 and 2. But let's see what we got here.
Yeah, well, Brett's doing something right because we can barely keep Eddie in the same frame.
See, Brett's much higher going in the entry, and then he cuts it down right at the exit. And that's just such some more substantial tire savings. You get a lot more speed going that way. Hopefully Eddie can see that in the next few laps.
Yeah, well, right now he's almost a half a second behind, and Benjamin Lacey is another second beyond that.
And with fresh tires, right? Think Lacey's got fresh tires?
Back on lap 31, yes.
Yes. Yeah, but both of our holdouts, Paul Wilson and Marshall Crocker, who were up there in the front, having only the 1 pit stop and it just being a fuel and go, seem to be definitely suffering substantially here, being in 8th and 11th place now.
All right, Kelly out there rooting on Kevin Foster, who's currently down in the 13th position. It is up from his qualifying position, but he's still working on seeing if he can get up there. A little offset pitting for him as he came down to lap 38 with a set of tires and fuel. Yeah, a couple of guys shuffling around out there. I think Sean Britt, Mark Allen Bivens. Anybody else see deja vu here?
No. No. No.
All right, well, we'll see if the 5 and the 76 have settled their differences. Right now, Sean Britt just trying to hang on to the top 5. Mark Allen Bivens slicing the entire field here, including a pit stop. He's working to see if he can get his way up to the front. If I'm not mistaken, also there in the back. Got a blue car that's in some trouble there. I believe that should be John Osborne that's there on the outside. We're having to take the way high line here.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Does give him a run. I knew if I ended up with a run coming off 1 and 2 and the guy, you know, I don't know. I always give people a good bump when you cut me off. Let's take a look back at the lead here. As Eddie Haggie's taking a slice here to the inside.
Oh, my. I wonder if Brett had a bad turn?
Yep.
Or did...
Yeah, he fell off.
okay.
It was almost 2 to 3 tenths on one turn. Something happened.
Oops.
So it looked like possibly a bad entry or something and may have drug him up the track. We've seen it happen before. Eddie Haggie there to pounce on it, and now is his time to lead.
It does not take much.
No.
Different, man. Eddie, man, like, you know, this past season, maybe a season and a half, he's definitely been like noticeably more aggressive, which is good. Like he's probably tired of finishing second, third, and fourth, and he found what he needs to do to get it to the front and win some of these races.
Well,
and it's been frustrating as a competitor, but you know, good on him. He's found what he needs to do.
Yeah, well, if you remember, even about last time, him getting eliminated so early in the playoffs, man, it almost sounded in his voice that was not going to happen again. So Cody Welch already starting to work his way up for that 5th position. But we rotate and concentrate our gaze here upon that top, that number 1 spot. Haggie trying to hold on to it here as Brett Guzik lines himself up on that inside line. Not being
Benjamin's
able to
loving it.
down. Yep. Ooh. Yeah, Benjamin Lacey using this to the best of his advantages. Now he's able to play catch up, and he's caught these guys, and they have left the field by 2 seconds. Sit on top of Benjamin Lacey's Ford here. Finally, Stella, we do get a separation of car manufacturers led by a Toyota currently. Chevy chasing him down, Ford sitting 3rd.
Nice. Due to the fact that there's only 2 Toyotas in the whole run, being one in the front and one in the back, that's kind of unusual.
Yep. Try and kind of cue in here. These guys are starting to power shift a little bit. Tires are beginning to show signs of fatigue here. They are having a hard time getting around. Brett Guzik still hanging out there. Remember, his tires went on 24. So he's almost 40 laps on these tires. Benjamin Lacey, not as much. He came in on 31. So, to me, I would say pit window is getting ready to open up very soon here. For Guzik and Haggie.
Anybody mention what the fuel window was?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe an exact number is possibly 42. But depending on cautions, it can be lengthened. So we'll see how all this hangs out. Haggie still applying pressure here to Brett Guzik. And now they have left the field by now 3 seconds. As we get back here, Mark Allen Bivens has gotten around Sean Britt and is now trying to apply pressure to Cody Welch here for the 4th position.
Nope, not on this turn.
It looks like they get it. Haggie falling off Guzik there. But now a quarter of a second. Rotate back to a little bit of our field here. Sean Britt watching this all happen in front of him.
Well, now see, if you have if you happen to have a fast repair in your league and you have needed to use it, do you become extra cautious for the remainder of the race?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to be. Because to me, that was your last lifeline.
So these other guys can kind of, you know, be a little more aggressive and pushy.
Yep.
Gotcha.
All right, Dawson Guzik out there is asking Brett will stretch it to 50. Now he's thinking he can squeeze out that fuel. Yeah.
Wouldn't doubt it.
This would be the 40 mark here. So we shall see.
All right. All right, going to be pretty tough as everybody looks like they do settle down here. And everybody just trying to tick off a few more of these laps. John Osborne under fire. He looks like he gets around Paul Wilson as the slew of fours from 9th to 14th. That is where they are apparently all hanging out. Kevin Foster dive bombing it in there. He's looking to get around Paul Wilson.
Did.
All my GFR guys right next to each other.
Yep, here we go. Big red propane drivers. Nose to tail out there. Kevin Foster and Ricky Hart, who's currently sitting just behind him. No, the number 2 of the big red propane machine isn't out there.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll go ahead and give it hell next week. All right, everybody, hold on just a moment. Lap 65, we're going to cut to commercial. We'll be right back.
Hello there, Bandit Racing League fans. Former broadcaster Marshall Crocker Jr. here, part-time driver, the number 78 for 785 Racing. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about Geezer Authentics, your place for all things Bandit Racing League merchandise. Well, now let's say you want to go and buy a t-shirt for your reigning, defending Bandit Racing League champion, Eddie Hagge. Put it in black, you get it in an extra large, and you add it to your cart there for a reasonable price. You're gonna move on, maybe look at some, shirts and sweaters, but maybe there's nothing that catches your eye this time, so you're gonna move on to some wall wear. And you know me, I can't lie, I was a big Cody Welch fan back in my time broadcasting, so maybe you want to grab a 785 Cody Welch pennant to hang on your wall above your sim racing rig. You add it to your cart, and you're gonna move on. Maybe you're thinking some sort of accessory, maybe you're a big hat person like I am, you need something to wrap right on the brim, and there you go, Bandit Racing League hats in a variety of colors, but I personally like the combo of the camo and that Full Send Racing Network orange. And you're going to move on now to some drinkware. You need something to drink your coffee out of in the morning. Why not grab a 785 Racing mug and support yours truly, Marshall Crocker Jr. This has been Geezer Authentics. Check out the site. Lots of great options for Bandit Racing League fans.
LAT Racing Oils is invested in winning. With industry-leading at-track support, superior engineering, blending technology, and the World Championships to prove it, LAT is your premier choice for racing lubricants. Used by NHRA Pro Mod champions Jose Gonzalez and Chris Thorne, along with their closest competitors, LAT Racing Oil continues to carry top-level racers to the winner's circle in all categories of competition. From engine oil to transmission fluid and gear oil, LAT has you covered from end to end in your race car. A nationwide dealer network means easy access to our products as well. Visit LATRacingOils.com for more.
"71 laps complete here at Worldwide Technology Center here for the Big Red Propane 113. First couple of drivers coming down and visiting pit road here, Eddie Hagge and Marshall Crocker in the 97 and 78 Chevrolets. Looks like their fuel tank might be a little shallow here tonight as we are still being led by Brett Guzik, who looks like he might be taking a peek at a couple of drivers here in the back end of the field. Might end up going more than another lap down here. David Lakey desperately hoping for another caution to come out, and so is Jackson Knock. They would love to get that lucky dog around, but it looks like we have been caution-free since lap 37. About lap 40, we got back under green. So far, this is working out very, very well here as Paul Wilson now coming down pit road and it looks like everybody's pretty much damage-free, so I'm sure 4 tires and fuel, and back out they go.
Yeah, I gotta ask you on this. Does this track have like a ridiculously long pit road?
Yes.
Okay, that would explain it. I was watching and I wondered, looking at the times, were they missing their boxes or something like that that would cause such a long time off field?
No,
So,
no.
okay.
So most of it, 4 tires, fuel, in and out of the pits.
15
about
seconds.
47.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
15 of that actually in the box.
Oh, my.
So-
Yeah, that's a long road.
Yep, so it does take him quite a while here. Brett Guzik is stretching it out, though. And even Dawson was out there saying he can do it. Right now, lap 24 is when he came in, and that's 50 there.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. Talk about
He's still on the same tires.
Yep. Yeah, wow. So 50 laps on a set of tires and a tank of fuel, so that could really dice it up here. I would say this is a one stop,
There
and he
it is.
does. So
There
he's
it
probably
is.
going to make one more stop, and he's going to be finished for the race. The key is for Benjamin Lacey to really mind his P's and Q's here as he came in on 31. So the distance needs to be put on here, but not enough to burn his stuff up, and if he can stay out and remain fast. So Brett Guzik on his way down. Sean Britt and Connor Gibson joining in as well. Let's check in on Kevin Foster, who's up to now 7th. Ricky Hart is 8th. You said Michaelis? Shit.
Michaelis.
Michaelis? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, Matt Crockett sits 10th. Moving us to Nolan Gross and Bob Barry here. As you see the 84 machine trying to work his way back up to the front. As I said, still down a lap, though, is David Lakey. I think right now that is Jackson Knock in the sitting 18th currently. Trying to see if he can stay out front and try to get his lap back. But as everybody else is coming down pit road, they are going to lap down now as well. Brandon Jackson on his way in. And how
Well,
many times have we
he had only-
watched a race like this that have ended up going under caution during a time like this?
Oh, yeah. But he had gone, Brandon Jackson and John Osborne, who, mind you, is still out there, have both gone the 50 laps on their fuel, too. They hadn't come down since 24.
Yes.
And so John Osborne is still running, and we're here at 77. So that's a pretty long haul.
Yeah, taking that even farther is pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these guys trying to be mindful of their tire life out there and their fuel mileage as well.
Dawson says, "Told you so."
Yep. I'll definitely. Go ahead.
Sorry, does that pretty much mean that anybody that's pitting right now can make it to the end of the race?
Correct.
Goes green.
Oh.
Interesting.
Look at Sean Britt on the fresh tires.
Whoa. Cold tires, cold track.
Yep. Well, currently John Osborne, his last lap time was sitting around the 35:24 out there.
There we go. He's coming in.
Yep, about time. And Sean Britt's last time was a 34:25. So about a second faster, and he was slowed up there by John Osborne, who's currently working down pit road, as well as Benjamin Lacey. Now, I would wonder if Lacey would end up thinking about short pitting this one at all to make sure he gets out in front of Brett Guzik.
Ooh.
It's a hard gamble.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got to
it
take
is.
that fuel and tires.
And yes, he's taking tires.
Eddie Aggie is in front of Brett Guzik here. Guzik was able to hold out another 4 laps beyond. And we'll see where he is able to come back out. Benjamin Lacey now working out. Currently
John.
sitting 8th. Sean Britt will be looking to do that. Caution.
Oh,
The
Ooh.
timing.
how does that work for John Osborne, who was already on his way out? Does he stay a lap down? Does he?
Yes, what he's going to have to
Oh.
depend on is everybody who has not pit to come in now. So Kevin Foster, Matt Crockett, Bob Barry, Cody Welch, and Bill Harkins.
Some guys are going to love it. Some guys are going to hate it.
Yep.
Yeah, that hurts. And
Yeah.
he had a kind of a lousy pit time, too. So he was at almost 17 seconds.
Yeah, the
I don't know
crazy
if he
part
had
about
damage or
this
missed.
are guys who are not a lap down. Is 9th through 6th, Haggy, Guzik, Lacey, and Britt. They had fought and got their laps back. They obviously will not repit.
Oh.
So they're going to lock a lot of people lap
Yes.
down.
So they are not going to have to pit, and everybody else is going to be a lap down. So everybody else who has not pit yet, pretty much eliminated here from the top 5.
Look at that. 9-car race now.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, 10-car. I guess Paul Wilson will get his lap back.
Okay. Huh.
Cody
it's
Welch
interesting.
stays out.
He did.
Really?
Yeah,
Did he already
hasn't-
pit tires?
He hasn't pit since 38.
And that was a fuel and go.
Yeah.
What is going on with that? Yeah,
He's got some strategery going on.
strategery.
All right, well, we'll keep everybody apprised here of what goes on. We'll go back and take a look and see what happened to Ricky Hart here to get him turned around on lap 78. And, was he on the apron? I think he was on the
Rule
apron.
script. It'll get you.
It's like
Oh,
glass down
there. But that was what caused the caution.
Right.
I bet was the backup.
Yep.
He's locked him up. Just barely tags. Yeah, he needed to just turn hard right and move forward, and it wouldn't have caused the caution.
Yeah, that could have folded in his bumper and his fender, though, so.
Okay.
All right, Cody Welch now working down. It's like pit road
Okay.
for him. A couple of drivers hanging out in front of him. Carter Phillips was able to return. I was a little confused. I was like, man, I don't remember that paint job out here for a long time.
Well, that's okay. I was looking down going, he's only a lap down. How did that happen when he was supposed to be gone back then? So, I'm with you.
Yeah. Huh.
David Lakey hitting the pits.
Yep.
Ford tires and fuel.
Waiting to see him emerge out of there.
Yep. He, Hayden Paul, and Carter Phillips ought to be coming out about the same time.
Cody Welch and Paul Wilson. These guys will be sitting in 9th and 10th out here. And this pinches everybody else. So the top 10 drivers are the only ones going at it this time.
Holy.
Yeah, but with this restart, these two guys have the freshest tires of the top 10. I'm feeling pretty good right now, I bet.
It's possible. It's possible. Bob Berry. Well, Kevin Foster's in the mix there, too. He's only got one lap difference on tires. But Ethan Sikorsky looks like he's headed down for one more try.
Yep. We'll talk about pit lane times. Obviously, everybody did take tires. No short pitting out there tonight. Haggy, lap 70. Brett Guzik, lap 74. Benjamin Lacey, lap 78. Britt, 74. And that puts us to Foster, Berry, Harkins, Matt Crockett, all on 81. And Cody Welch and Paul Wilson on 82. Right now, Haggy, happy pit early.
Yeah,
But
and
is
that's
on the
that's
oldest
our
tires
top
of the
10.
top 10. Yeah. Yeesh.
Well, pace car lights are out, so we will be seeing that restart zone pretty soon. Dawson's excited. He says it's how it's going to get good.
That's making sense.
get this one back underway here. Green flag is back out.
Yeah, everyone from 18 up.
All right, so an adjustment may have been made out there on the track. Go ahead and make this a little more racy.
Okay.
All right, but Brett Guzik here looking on the outside of Benjamin Lacey here, trying to get going, and we still remain under green flag after the Ricky Hart spin out there on lap number 78. We resume this race back live here as these guys were sitting currently 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sean Britt having a good night, sitting 4th. Kevin Foster still hanging on to a 5th place. Not bad here as they look to see if they can slice their way on around. And right now this is still working out fantastic for Cody Welch as he has now chopped himself up to the 7th position. I would say Cody Welch before the end of this race, he's going to be a factor in the top 3 somewhere, somehow. But I guarantee you that 85 machine is on a tear from here to the end of this race.
Yes.
But you say, but even Nick here says Brett Guzik is a patient man and he'll wait to get out there and try to run this down. How patient do you get with only about 30 laps left to go?
It's hard to be patient when you have guys running you down like Ben right now.
Yes.
So, we'll see. Especially
Yeah,
with,
patient
25
is not-
laps to go?
Yeah. I tell you, patient is not an adjective I would have used for Brett Guzik. I mean, if he sees a hole, he's taking it. If he has an option at the lead, why not? Never really seen him sit back and just kind of wait it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe a different type of patience. I see him as like in the beginning of stints, like, towards the end of the stints when he knows he has better tires than everybody, he'll definitely throw sliders to make passes just so you have to battle lap after lap, corner after corner. But he knows when to be patient and when not to be.
Fair.
All right, Brett Guzik does settle down into 3rd. Sean Britt is currently 4th, and Cody Welch, we talked just a couple laps ago, sitting 7th, now up to 5th. All right, now that 85 machine is starting to set these guys up as Cody Welch has gotten around Kevin Foster out there. And we'll see how Cody Welch is able to do it. Haggie's still holding the lead, though, for just a moment, but Benjamin Lacey to the inside. Hasn't been leading since probably around lap number 24, and now finally returns back to the front. He only gets him by the nose of the car at the line. Haggie going to try to pinch him down close to the landscaping here, and it looks like Haggie is having to bounce to the outside. Lacey back into the lead, and right now he's got to run this one out. 24 and a half laps to go.
Yeah, this seems to be his track. He seems to know it. I mean, he's got pole position, and he's right back up there again, even after being down and around and everything else. He's pretty much got this wired.
Yeah, the only bummer is about this season, no winning you're in on these playoffs. It's all going to be based on points. So right now, Lacey, yes, is going to get the maximum amount of points for a win here, but he's got to finish it, though. We've seen Lacey get very, very close, late stage caution, and ends up getting spun out.
Yeah, Haggie just rearranged the aerodynamics on the right of his vehicle there, making some good solid contact with the wall.
Yeah, as we take a look off the backside of Eddie Haggie's car here, this is Sean Britt and Brett Guzik going at it. So far, it looks like Britt has the more favorable line here.
Oh, Cody going 3 wide?
Yes, he is.
Oh, man. Almost had it.
Oh, I'll tell you that. Okay, now was that a stump on the brake and pull back, or did he get a little bit of net code and have to pull back for fear?
I think he got a little bit loose, trying to get into it a little too early. That's what it looked like to me, anyways.
Okay, so that was more of an air thing than an actual contact.
Yeah, I think so. I have to see a replay, but it just looked like there was a little bit of a jostle there.
All right, well, definitely
Kevin Foster.
Squeeze of the cars here. Yep, Guzik and Foster sitting 4 and 5. Welch now on the outside looking in the top 5. Right now, Guzik is starting to follow behind Sean Britt, who's fought his way back up to the front. And check out who is also sitting in 7th. That is Bob Berry out there in the 75 machine. All right.
Yeah,
Bob Berry.
My bit of honey baby.
Yeah.
I've been talking to Bob Berry for a few weeks about like sim upgrades. And he got some new pedals. He got triple screens. He's been really trying to advance his the hobby of sim racing, and it looks like it's kind of paying off this week for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I always say after week 1, it's always a rocky start. It's hard to believe anything you see anymore. Even guys who get in a VR out there, they said, "Hey man, I can turn my head," and they're crashing and smacking the wall, and it's pretty useless out there. But they definitely try to make the best of it. All right, we do see John Osborne out there trying to make sure he stays in a lucky dog position. The 84 David Lakey needs to reel him in here to get around in case there's a late race caution. David Lakey would be able to get back onto the lead lap here. We'll see. Yep, there's Bob Berry up.
A little bit.
Personal wall. Looks like he's able to retain position, though. Who's that? Foster looking at the bottom here, Brett Guzik? Man. And now Cody Welch in a good position here, watching all this unfold in front of him here. Yeah, Welch has a choice to make here. Does he stick with Guzik or does he sit behind Foster? Now he's choosing right out of the center.
Yes.
So frustrating.
What he does. Wow. Yeah,
right.
well, if he's like me in the shops, I'll always pick the line that doesn't move fast.
It's like Foster pulled out there to give Cody an opportunity. It's hard to pass on the tracks like this, man. Like, you don't want to sit there and be too wide for 5 laps in a row, and then you both end up 5 seconds behind, the next place. Oh.
And I think David Lakey was able to get the lucky dog spot.
Good for him.
Was that Mark Allen Bivens involved in this one?
Believe so. Oh my gosh. I think David Lakey just edged out. What timing.
John Osborne?
Yeah, was able to edge out John Osborne there for the lucky dog position. So the 84 Chevrolet may be coming back onto the lead lap here. Let's take a look at what happens.
Oh!
Oh, wow.
Betsy.
It looks like Brandon Jackson was coming back onto line, and then Bivens was going to try to make the pass, but didn't realize that Jackson was right below him. So that sucks.
Well, doesn't seem like there's much damage or anything to his car, so...
Just lost position.
So we'll take a look here.
Look at what's happened.
Yeah.
Everybody's hitting pit road.
So I was going to say that with 16, or what would that be, 13 or 12 laps to go, guarantee everybody's going to come in for tires. I would.
Except our front 2 guys.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that's the penalty you pay for being a leader. Everybody does what you don't.
Benjamin Lacey and Mason Flagar both stayed out.
I know Ben is like on another level tonight, man. He pulled out like a 1.6 second lead, and that's 10, 12 laps. He might still have enough in his tank to hold on to the lead for 12 laps. We'll see.
Now, Brandon Jackson is now sitting in 3rd. He did a short pit. I mean, like, not just a splash and go. We're talking like a drop and go. Less than 4 seconds, but it has really brought him up to, to a podium position.
Yes. Yeah, it does move Brandon Jackson up to 3rd. But that's sitting currently. We'll see if any more shuffling happens around out there. Let's see, Patsy Steele also asking any lucky dog. Yes, David Lakey did get the lucky dog. He is now coming down pit road currently. And I'm sure fuel and tires for him as well, but he will be starting at the end of the longest line.
Ah.
And with hey, we're still lead lap, a fresh set of tires, he might be able to slice his way back up to the front for a few extra drivers.
So we are looking at 20 laps newer tires than our front two.
There you go.
Cars.
Yes.
Ouch.
Yeah, so Benjamin Lacey right now, he's going to have to be on a tear.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
One heck of a jump start, and don't look back.
So here's the scenario that I think about when I'm in this situation. If it goes green, Ben probably doesn't have much of a chance of winning. But if there's another yellow or two, this is almost guaranteed his. Because he can absolutely hold the lead for a couple laps, 2 or 3 laps. 12 laps is kind of hard, but if there's a couple of yellows, he'll ride away with this one. Guaranteed.
Wow. Well, we'll see how this pans out.
Yeah, looks like we're going to go around one more time here. Yeah, the big thing is, drivers like Brett Guzik, Cody Welch, these guys are not going to be conserving anymore. They know they've got enough fuel to make it, and now we've got fresh tires to make it. I mean, so I'm hoping this will get a little dicier, but I hope it doesn't end up in cautions all the way at the end. I think that would be a real bummer.
Yeah, green, white checkers suck.
Yep. So Mark Allen Bivens, and the last caution that we had.
Dropped to 17th.
There's David Lakey, all the way here in the back. I'd be pretty happy about getting back on the lead lap there. So he does have to pass Mark Allen Bivens to get up another position to 17th. So it looks like he's got past about 6 or 7 more cars. If it goes back-to-back cautions, he'll be able to line up right next to him, or if not behind him, if he's not involved in it. All right. Pace car, lights are off.
Biggest word in the English language.
Yep. All right, here we go. Green flag out, hopefully for the final time here tonight. For the Big Red Propane 113 back underway. Watch these guys shoot in the turn here. Sean Britt breaks out of formation. The slice down to the bottom. 72 Mason Flagar. He's our 77 lap tires out there. He's shuffling to the back already. Sitting out fourth. Benjamin Lacey hard on it here as Haggy goes already shooting past Brandon Jackson. Look at this. Benjamin Lacey might be in some trouble here. Is right behind him.
Oh.
There's a bunch of cars chasing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but Sean Britt's diving down. Bob Berry's back there getting bumped around. Haggy is not...
That entry speed is insane.
Yes.
Going around?
No, Brandon Jackson just went around. Okay, he's off track. No caution. Okay. Yes?
Okay.
No?
I feel like that should be yellow, but...
Yeah. Come on, race control.
Nope. iRacing controls that.
Really?
No.
Oh, well, Brett Guzik gonna have to control something here.
Hold it. Oh, my heavens.
no.
I don't think it's over yet.
No, it's not.
Nope, Sean Britt, here comes Welch.
Kevin Foster.
Holy cow, and Haggy takes over the lead.
Oh, my.
Yeah. From the outside, wow.
Benjamin Lacey seeing this one slip away from him here, 9 to go.
Yeah, he could do it from the outside with those better tires.
Yeah, definitely where the track's starting to rubber up there. He has a little bit of an opportunity. Look at Welch trying to split the seam again here. Oh, I think that's Ricky Hart this time.
Yes, it is. Into the infield.
Back on the track. All right, let's
And
get
comes
back
back.
up front. Kevin Foster. Oh, my gosh. Wow.
9 to go. Hey, Kevin Foster 8 isn't in 8th. He's in 7th. Excellent.
Yep. Take a look who's is inside here.
Oh.
This is Mark Allen Bivens. And there goes
Brett
Brett
Guzek.
Guzek.
No, hold it.
No.
Where'd he
Nope,
go?
that's it.
Oh, that's it.
Damn.
And we have a caution this time. Number 6. On lap 105.
Dude. He had been slipping around for a couple laps here.
Yes.
It's a lot of cars slipping around there. Jeez.
What does he do here?
Get tires and try to make the best of it.
Do it again.
So we'll probably go back to green with like 4 laps to go. I mean, fresh tires, back of the field. Guy like Brett, you can probably make up. It's a considerable amount of points.
I believe you.
And fast repair.
He had a fast repair. Oh, you
Right.
lucky
Yep.
dog.
No tires, just fast repair and back out. All right.
Benjamin Lacey just came in.
Really? I mean, what has he got to lose and try something like this?
Yeah, he's only going to be marching back from here.
All right.
Cool.
So that puts somebody with fresh tires right behind Eddie on this restart.
Sean.
Because before, yeah. So did Sean have fresh tires? Or did he
Yes.
stay out? Okay, so
No.
everybody.
1 through 10. Lap 98. Oh, but actually, Marshall
Goodness.
Crocker and Zach Michaelis only took fuel.
Look at this dodge here by Paul Wilson. See Guzek sideways. Guzek sideways again.
Wow.
Ah,
Good
excellent.
heads up.
Great job there. I do want to know what happened to Brandon Jackson that did not throw the caution. How bad was it this, did this one go?
Watch. Round, no touchy, and
Okay.
just into the grass.
Can't believe iRacing didn't throw that as yellow. It's weird.
No. Kyle Larson must have been up front.
Yeah. Yeah, all right.
All right.
Well, there's the 5 car right there.
Yeah, Sean Britt's right behind Eddie Hagee.
Yep. Top 5 drivers. All have
So that
tires
means-
back on lap 98. Quick stop there by Marshall Crocker of a 9.8 seconds. And then we start our guys from Brett Guzek, who's down in 12th at 106 and beyond. Benjamin Lacey did take 4. I think he's going for it here. Yeah.
Man, he's not that far back.
Good Lord.
Wow.
Is he getting that right front tire off the ground?
Yes. Yeah, but it's not getting hot. If it's off the ground. I was just amused by the synchronized swimming there. Oh.
Right, LET Racing was getting plenty of shout-outs here tonight. For this run. So far, this has really been a pretty decent race here so far. I think Benjamin Lacey would like to be able to kick it back. David Lakey, who was a lap down, is now currently sitting in at 10th. This works out really well for the 84 out there.
Oh,
Patsy
yeah.
Steele a little blown away by the non-clean shaven face there.
Some pretty hardcore gloves he's got, too. Got like knuckle protectors and everything.
I like it. Yeah, I think the one to watch right now is is going to be Cody Welsh.
Yep.
He has a bit of a trend going already this season.
Say it. Told you so.
Don't forget, Eddie, as I mentioned, has been pretty aggressive, so I doubt he's going to leave any room for Cody to slip in.
Yep. That I believe.
All right, here we go. Green flag.
Ooh, that was a good jump for Cody.
Yeah, no kidding. Holy cow.
There it is.
Well,
That was awesome.
Slide. Eddie Haggy trying to cut the nose off there. Does not want to give him any chances here. And the 82, Paul Wilson.
Wow,
Man,
Mason Flagar. Nice hold.
looks like Ben was in that too. That sucks.
Man, oh man.
Yuck.
So,
No, I would almost ask as race control, is anybody coming in? If not, let's go ahead and push it to one to go and get it back at it. Let's take a look.
Not yet.
Oh, man.
Yep. Well, maybe Lacey will maybe have a faster pair here and get that thing back square. He was already kind of in the back, but I think currently he's sitting 11th.
Mm-hmm.
So might not want to do that. We will double check and see if Jackson Knock is our next driver to get the wave around here. There's somebody coming down pit.
Yep. Brandon Jackson, Mason Flagar, and Zach Michaelis.
So Haggy was able to fend off Cody. This time Cody will have to start to his outside.
Right. He basically was pushing Haggy on the way out. But my question is, I know it's procedural. I should know by now. Can you, say Cody was in third place, just hypothetically, and Sean Britt was on the outside of Haggy. If Cody Welsh passes Sean Britt before the start-finish line, is that kosher?
Yes,
Or
as long
no?
as he stays in line.
So
Yeah.
he can't change lanes before start-finish line.
Yeah, so imagine, like one lane didn't, somebody missed a gear, and then like everybody goes passing them before the start finish line. Nobody's going to get black flags unless you try to pass somebody like on the inside that's in front of you in your lane. That's no go.
Okay. I didn't know if everybody had to stay in, first, second, third, fourth, all the way back until after they pass the start-finish line. But
Nope,
they,
yeah.
Okay.
Once that flag drops, you're good to go. You just can't pass the guy in front of you. Unless you pass him on the outside, I believe, is the rule. So if they miss a gear, you can pass them on the outside. You just can't swoop down on the inside,
Okay. I learn something every day. So.
Most of the time, it's very difficult, very hard to anticipate somebody missing a gear and then being able to avoid them on the outside. Usually just run into the back of them. So
yes. Yes.
So it's hard to react to that, but it's possible.
So the only one that can't be passed before the start-finish line is the leader. So, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, the outside lane, say the leader missed the shift before the start-finish line, the guy on the outside can still pass him to the line and not get black flags.
Really?
Yeah, as long as he stays in his line.
Oh, now that's totally new. I thought that was like huge no-no.
Well, in iRacing with the new rules, the guy in second place can't get on the gas before the leader, but once the leader is on the gas, it's like game on at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that Geico restart zone.
Yeah. I can't remember if the old rules was where you couldn't pass the leader or not.
Yep.
But
Ah.
yeah, the new restart rules, yeah. Once the leader's on the gas, it's game on.
So in one point in time, I was actually right. Just not
Yeah.
now.
Not anymore.
Fair enough. All right. Hey, Bill. How you doing out there tonight?
Not so good, I guess.
Oh, he normally tunes in. Maybe he hasn't this evening. He's concentrating. He's up in the thick of things tonight.
Yep. Well, here we go. Maybe the last restart.
Wow.
Oh, there we are.
We are riding with it.
Yeah,
We are riding with it.
again. Oh, Jiminy Christmas.
That's what you get.
Ah,
Anybody want to take a guess how that one started?
no.
Somebody missed a shift. I imagine. That or just the accordion effect, man. Like on these high stress restarts, like these green white check.
Look at this.
Just
Oh,
the
you
accordion
little-
effect is so bad.
You little smart Alec.
Yeah.
I am seeing what I'm seeing,
Yes.
right? Okay.
That's awesome. Some good rear view mirror driving right there.
Yeah, somebody had a blown engine that just went by him, though. Puff, 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 puff. Look at this noise. He says, look, I'm as good as the rest of you going backwards. He's just trying to get in the movies.
Let's see if he can do a 180 cleanly without hitting the wall. That's the test.
Ah. That's a Magnum PI move, right?
I think Magnum PI is before my
This
time.
doesn't blow the engine.
There it is.
And
Clean enough.
dude. Oh no.
All right.
Heavens to Betsy.
Well, let's see if we
Yeah.
can figure out what. All right, let's maybe no. I need something higher. That's terrible.
Looks like someone with Bivens there. Looks like he had quite the gap. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, way up here.
Yeah,
way
you either
up
missed
here.
missed the shift or something, stacked him up on the
1, 2,
outside
3,
lane.
4, 5, 6. Who was in 6th?
Holy cow!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It
Who's
was
that? Paul Wilson that went straight in the air, or was that Ricky Hart?
It was Ricky Hart.
Yeah.
I think.
76?
Yeah, it was definitely the 76. I bet if we do an in-car, we can probably hear if he missed a shift or not.
My. Oh,
Look at the 28. You just
yes.
God.
A lot of cars occupying the same space there.
It sure was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got going in them red lines.
Ah, okay. Yeah, but he has an MSD ignition.
Man.
That's all she wrote. But that's another one of those that I always say, see, it's like, how is it that the drunk driver walks away and the family of 4 is wiped out? You know, Mark Allen Bivens is to keep on going. Everybody behind him. Look at this mess. Yikes. Oh. Miss. This looks like a demolition derby. Everybody drives backwards.
All right, so that's going to shuffle up the field again.
Just a tad.
Is this our last green-white checkered?
I believe so.
Oh, yeah. He's got one more shot to hold on to this.
Boy.
Yeah, under Section 16, green-white checker restarts, it does not have a limitation. So if you have one, it's what he said for iRacing.
Yeah, I just can't recall if the last one was a green-white checkered or not.
It's a piece
Yes.
of cake. All we got to do is just grab the people who know. Nicole Crazel, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
How many green-white checkers we got left?
This is our last one, so
Wait.
next one is the end.
Oh, you speak to me so well. Thank you.
Got the resources.
Alrighty.
They have the technology. We it happen.
All right, here we go.
This first lap's crucial. Good restart.
A great jump here by Eddie Hagge. Welch looking to make a difference here. To the inside of Sean Britt. And Britt, if he can close the door on him here, Welch is going to be in trouble.
Nope.
Right now, Haggie's still holding it there. Welch is going to make sure. Oh, caution. And that should do it here for Eddie Hagge.
Didn't think that mattered. I thought they just kept going. Right?
No, it should be complete.
Yep. End of the race. Once that
Yes.
flag.
Yeah, final lap.
Now, everybody's going to drive around until the end of the race because I don't know if you guys were broadcasting at the time, but there was a Phoenix race last season where this exact same thing happened and everybody went into the pits before the official end of the race and a bunch of people got black flagged, including the race winner. So you'll see them drive around a couple laps just to make sure that the race finally ended.
Dude.
Okay.
What? Normally I've seen where you have a limitation, and as soon as that caution comes out, all I see is a checkered flag up top, and then we're fending.
Yeah. So like right now would be the checkered flag, and then if some people went into the pits this next time around, like I don't know, we have to go back and look at that whatever happened in that race. But I just remember the leader got black flagged and like basically disqualified, plus like the top 6 people because they all do the same thing, and yeah. Well, maybe not. Looks like everybody's doing their celebrations now.
Yeah, well, we have the checker flag and unofficial results and all that, so up at the top.
All right.
Yeah.
Even though
Yep.
it's got a white dot, like it's, a final lap.
Right. So because the pace car is out right now, I don't think anybody wants to pass them and go into the pits. I think that was the issue, if I recall.
Okay.
Even though it's the end of the race. Yeah.
Oh no, John Osborne's gone. Brandon Jackson's gone. Oh man. I bet they started yelling at Cody Welch there to stop.
Yeah.
We should be complete. I'm not showing any
Very-
passing happening out there.
Very good.
Boy, Benjamin Lacey did play 7th though. I was gonna say, I wonder if he was gonna hate himself because remember, it was if we had a whole bunch of cautions, he might be able to stay out
Could have
front.
made it. Yeah. Holding it 2 laps at a time.
And this is a classic example of why, even if you have a set of fresh tires in the pits, if you got good track position, it's not always a good idea to go into the pits and get tires with 10 to go because you're never guaranteed that you're going to have any good 2 or 3 lap stints. It might be all yellows all the way to the end, just like this one happens. And those that have the track position, like Eddie here, are the ones that take all the winning.
Yeah, take a look at the back of his car. Somebody has turned it into a lovely little U shape.
Oh, that was Cody Welch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit him. He hit him on purpose. He let him know what a fine driver he was.
That's a penalty.
It is.
Alrighty. Awesome job here. Eddie Haggy coming into it. What a win here for him. I guarantee we'd love to see it finished on green flag, though.
Yes,
I think that would have worked out pretty well for him.
I think Cody Welch was hoping that too, because he was coming on strong.
Yep. Boy, that was close.
Yep.
Bummer.
All right,
bummer,
well,
bummer.
here is your final. And take a look at where your drivers finished this race, whether under green, yellow, white, or purple. The checker flag is out. And here is what we have for a finish.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Get the last few drivers here. We'll reel in our guys, and we'll have a conversation with them here in just a moment. I'm taking a look at some big names out there. David Lakey still ended up finishing 16th, though, after that huge pile-up. Yeah, I think that pile-up shuffled this field something fierce. Kevin Foster actually ended up coming in 4th.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome finish for him. Definitely much needed.
Yeah, which also crowns him as the hard charger of tonight for a 17-position gain. Awesome job. Alrighty, guys, hold on just a moment. We'll reel our guys in, and we'll have a conversation with them. Hold on.
Hello there, Bandit Racing League fans. Former broadcaster Marshall Crocker Jr. here, part-time driver, the number 78 for 785 Racing. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about Geezer Authentics, your place for all things Bandit Racing League merchandise. Well, now let's say you want to go and buy a t-shirt for your reigning, defending Bandit Racing League champion, Eddie Haggy. You put it in black, you get it in an extra large, and you add it to your cart there for a reasonable price. You're going to move on, maybe look at some, shirts and sweaters, but maybe there's nothing that catches your eye this time, so you're going to move on to some wall wear. And you know me, I can't lie, I was a big Cody Welch fan back in my time broadcasting, so maybe you want to grab a 785 Cody Welch pennant to hang on your wall above your sim racing rig. You add it to your cart and you're going to move on. Maybe you're thinking some sort of accessory, maybe you're a big hat person like I am, you need something to wrap right on the brim, and there you go, Bandit Racing League hats in a variety of colors, but I personally like the combo of the camo and that full Send Racing Network orange. And you're going to move on now to some drinkware. You need something to drink your coffee out of in the morning. Why not grab a 785 Racing mug and support yours truly, Marshall Crocker Jr. This has been Geezer Authentics. Check out the site. Lots of great options for Bandit Racing League fans.
LAT Racing Oils is invested in winning. With industry-leading at-track support, superior engineering, blending technology, and the World Championships to prove it, LAT is your premier choice for racing lubricants. Used by NHRA Pro Mod champions Jose Gonzalez and Chris Thorne, along with their closest competitors, LAT Racing Oil continues to carry top-level racers to the winner's circle in all categories of competition. From engine oil to transmission fluid and gear oil, LAT has you covered from end to end in your race car. A nationwide dealer network means easy access to our products as well. Visit LATRacingOils.com for more.
All right, we are catching up with our third place finisher. Here he is, Sean Britt, the Weather Master Machine. All right, Sean, let's start. Let's start from the probably the most dismal part of this race. Back on lap number 23, we ended up getting spun out there, buddy. Ended up looping it around. Tough break, but we still fight back and end up third.
Yeah. That's just on my part. I was just pushing it too hard, and I thought I could make the pass cleanly, and I just was not expecting my car to slide up and clip the front of, I think it was Mason's nose, but hey, at least it didn't cause him to wreck, and at least I was able to go and salvage my day.
Man, what a tough race this was. Now, looking back on any part of this race, what was the hardest part about getting around here?
Definitely passing on restarts. That's one of the hardest things. I think it was hard. Another thing too was just trying to run a consistent line and keeping that guard line always like using it all the time. Because if you get out of that groove, almost like guard line, your car's gonna slide up the track later in the run.
Yeah, we were noticing a lot of people having a dive bomb to make that pass, but the tires just sometimes would or would not hold out there, and it's just ever so difficult each and every week to figure out how these guys are going to manage for the next round. Speaking of next round, man, how confident you feeling as we move into farther into this season? Now that you finally got yourself a podium position, does this get you in a good wind up and to continue doing well?
Yeah, I mean, especially changing into these cars. It's just the first 3 weeks of in the 87s. I just could not get a grasp of how to handle those cars. It was abysmal, but it's nice to bounce back next week in a new car with top three.
Well, and you'll have this new car for the next 2 weeks, and Kansas is next week. So you feel good about Kansas in this car?
I've done decently well in Kansas, especially in the Gen 6. I'm hoping that some of that carries over into Xfinity just a little bit more looser, and probably gonna, I think this time around might be running the bottom this time, the way how
Okay.
the Xfinity handles.
Yeah, very tough. And I would say, the way the Xfinities are, it's you have grip and then you don't. It kind of
Yeah.
goes away, but not as bad as the next gen cars where you have grip for even shorter amount of time, but it'll still maintain speed. Xfinities just seem to fall off the table here, which
Yeah.
is which is pretty tough. All right, Sean Britt, congratulations on your third place finish. Go ahead and give me your shout outs for your sponsors, the people out here watching you.
All right. I want to thank Weathermaster, LAT Racing Oils, Apex Sim Racing. Um, just want to thank you guys up in the booth for doing the broadcast. I want to also thank for GFR for sponsoring tonight's race. And that's it.
All right, Sean Britt, congratulations, buddy, and we'll see how you do at Kansas.
All right.
All right, that is going to do it for Sean Britt. And Stella, we're going to let you kick it off here with Cody Welch. I think he's tired of talking to me, as this is probably the third week in a row we're having a conversation with this guy.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing. Third week in a row. Congratulations on that, by the way. So how does it feel to be the bridesmaid this week and not necessarily the bride?
Well, I can't be upset about that performance. Did a lot better than I thought I was going to do coming into this race. Just didn't feel comfortable off the bat. So, yeah, to be on the podium yet again, I'd have to say I'm on quite a roll.
Oh,
Never
without a
before
doubt.
seen in the Bandit in my time at Bandit. So, yeah, I feel good about it.
Yeah, you're running right now. Let's see. I had you up here as far as the standings go. Look at you, right on the top. Yep, can't beat that. And it's good for 785 Racing too, isn't it?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, next week is Kansas. So that's the realearthfilms.org 113 here in the Xfinity cars. So how do you feel? Confident about that one too? We gonna be talking to you again?
Like, yeah, hopefully, as long as I can stay out of trouble. I love Kansas. Can't wait to race that track. So, uh,
Excellent.
yeah.
Excellent. So I know you were kind of bebopping around in the middle there for a while. Did you ever even have an incident point though?
I don't think I had one up until the end where I gave Eddie some love when we came
Oh,
across the checker flag.
I
So,
have to admit, he did have kind of a U-shaped bumper there. Notice that in his little donuts. So,
yep,
okay, that's
yep.
that's fair. That's fair. But
But no, a lot of beating and banging around there for sure. We were dooring each other off the corners, in the corners, everywhere on the track, especially at the end there. It was a lot of fun. But no incident points. I got a bunch of 0X's, so
life
kept her
is
clean.
good. Yeah, that's more than a lot can say because we had a few cautions this evening, 8, I believe. But actually, better than last week. Last week was 10 cautions, so we're improving as the time goes.
Yeah, better every
So
week.
yes, and the Xfinity car that you guys are running for the first time this season, you find it that you like it better than the 87s or same?
Actually, I like them both in their own way. I like the 87s because it's like driving a big, heavy boat with, really soft suspension, really soft, spongy tires. Where this one feels like it's glued to the track more. It's a little tighter and kind of easier to control, in my opinion. But it's, two different ways to race two different cars. But I like them both, to be honest.
Well, you're doing well in both of them, so I can't imagine you're not liking them. All right. Well, I will let you go. Patrick, do you have anything to add
No,
bef-
no, I told you he
before
was
we
going to
do?
be in the top three.
Okay. Okay. Well, then let's have some shout outs, my dear.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Thanks for broadcasting. Shout out to Bandit and Bill for putting on this amazing league that we all love, and all the drivers who raced today, and everybody that watches on the YouTube channel. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
All right,
Splendid.
Cody Welch. Congratulations, man, and we'll see you at Kansas.
Thanks, man.
All right, awesome job there. As we move on to our race winner here of Eddie Haggy, he comes away with it. And I would say, Eddie, something tells me, looking at the photo of you earlier in the race, I don't think you were going to be here.
Oh, did I look upset?
Focused.
Focused, yeah. Well, we had a kind of a tricky time with the strategy. Me and Brett pitted kind of early, and had it gone green, we thought we'd be able to beat Ben Lacey, who was kind of the best car. And anyway, the caution came out and it worked for him. But then the second caution came out and he stayed out, and we were able to come away with it.
Dude, this race ended up being a mess here at the end.
Yeah,
Did that
yeah.
end up playing in your favor?
Man, your heart's just beating out of your chest there on the last couple restarts, like having all those green white checkers. And it was nice to have the yellow so early though, so that I didn't really need to do anything. But it is nerve wracking for sure. You just want it to end.
Yeah, well, I was nervous about. I think you pit on lap 70. You were one of
Yeah,
the first drivers to come in, and then a caution came out, put what we thought was half the field a lap down.
yeah.
Um, and then you guys had to repit back on lap 98. I mean, gutsy call here, especially right at the end.
Hmm.
I would say you probably pit right on time.
Yeah, well, I wanted to undercut those guys because I didn't think I had the track position and our team had the track position, so we felt like undercutting was our only move, and that hopefully the race went green, and all those yellows kind of threw a wrench in that, but it ended up working out because we had all those extra tires. But yeah, man, I'm just glad Ben didn't pit. If Ben pitted, it would have been a whole different race.
Oh yeah. Well, you fought with Benjamin Lacey out there. You fought with Brett Guzik.
Yeah,
And how nervous, they were pretty tough. But the one I
yeah.
think that mattered was Cody Welch starting behind you on the second to last restart. How nervous were you there?
Yeah, I was just talking to him in the lobby. it's kind of a game of cat and mouse when you're on those restarts and you're trying to time it so that you get a better jump than the other guys. I thought I got him, but he timed my restart perfect, and had there not been a crash, he was right on my bumper. So
Oh
he's
yeah.
a good driver, but glad we had those wrecks kind of bailed me out.
Yeah, it definitely gets pretty close. Eddie Haggy, I know it's not a winning you're in style playoffs here, but I even said earlier in the broadcast, you seemed a little on the frustrated side of being eliminated so early last year in the playoffs. I take it we're going to be making a run for the Final Four this year.
I hope so, Pat. I mean, I felt like I had a lot better season last year than I did the year I won the championship. And sometimes you have a great regular season and bad playoffs, and sometimes the opposite. But it's great to get that, goose egg gone, to get the win. Hopefully get a lot more wins, but definitely want to make these playoffs. I know the format's a little different. Hopefully we could just make a run. I think the schedule is pretty helpful to my driving style, and we'll just have to see. But all these guys are going to get better. We're all going to get better, and it'll be interesting to see who's the guy to beat at the end of the year.
All right, man. Excellent job. You are the winner here of the Big Red Propane 113, man. Congratulations. Go ahead and give me a shout-outs for all your sponsors and the people out here watching you.
Thank you. Yeah, I always give my usual spiel, but I mean, this is on the car today. We got Magothy HR Consulting, which is a family HR consulting business for small businesses. I'm always really proud to carry these colors, and I think it's a great looking car. I'm a little biased. In the next gen car, we'll have EP Wealth Advisors, which is a family financial services company. I'm equally proud to run for them. And I'm just grateful for my parents and my friends, my girlfriend who support me. I'm always thankful to Jesus Christ, my Savior. I know that sounds silly to some people, but racing's always been my dream. And even if it's sim racing, this is the highlight of my life in many ways. And I always look forward to it so much. And just to be in this league, this community with y'all, doing a great broadcast. We have a great group of guys. It's fun to win, but man, it's just fun to race and compete each week.
All right, Eddie Haggy. Thank you, man. I appreciate you giving us a shout out and even having us on the side of your car. And
yeah, of course.
I'll be excited to see how you do at Kansas.
Thank you, buddy. We'll see you guys next time.
All right, thanks, pal. All right, everybody. Eddie Haggy coming alive here tonight. Race win in the bag. He's got it now. Stella, he's going to be oh so close here with a win. This will help move him up, especially in the chase here. This is definitely going to be a good sign for him on the way on up. Cody Welch, once again, he is looking to definitely put his foot down and make a mark out here. I see Miss Wonders did not comment out here tonight. Shame. As Cody Welch was oh so close to a possible win out there. But Stella, we have come here to the end here of our broadcast. We'll be kicking it off here with the USRL season finale tomorrow. Boy, you want to talk about a handful. These guys are going to be in the trucks, and then after that, moving on to the Cup Series beyond moving there. And then don't forget to tune in on Tuesdays where NORA, the National Oval Racing Association, is getting deeper into their playoffs as they restart their round of 8. Stella, anything last to add here for the Bandit Racing League?
No, I was just doing little calculations and looking and seeing like Eddie Haggy moved up 5 places in the driver standings just last week. I think this is going to give him another big boost.
Yeah, and he could definitely use it. Especially, I would say, not nothing against him, but a little bit of a slump last year. This is a heck of a way to turn it around. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for us here with the Bandit Racing League. Simtrax Broadcasting coming to you live, signing off now. And that'll do it for us. See you guys at the USRL race tomorrow for the season finale. Be well, be safe, be kind. We'll see all you guys next time.